Hey, I'm Bob Murray, and I'm out here at the Philadelphia Sports Show in Oaks, PA. And I have a good outdoor writer with me today, Freddie McKnight. Fred, I'm going to hit you with the outdoor writer stuff. Tell us a little bit about the Pennsylvania Outdoor Writers Association, which I used to belong to, but I have passed on because I'm in the electronic media right now.
Well, the PA Outdoor Writers is a conglomeration of not only writers, we have artists, lecturers, photographers, and stuff. It's the oldest state organization, from what I understand, and I didn't know whether you knew this or not. I become president in May.
Congratulations.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
You're the last one there.
Yeah, last one standing, not smart enough to get out of there. But there's roughly about 200 of us throughout the state. We have full-time and apprentice members. As you know, the outdoor industry right now is kind of a tough sell. We're losing some magazines and such. Mm-hmm. And it's just a group that gets together and we try to better promote the outdoors and control our industry.
That's one of the things that when I was involved with the Outdoor Writers, that was one of their main things, is to promote the outdoors, hunting, fishing, photography, anything like that, artistry like that. They really wanted to put that out to the public and in all kinds of media, with the magazines, stuff like that. And like you said, with the culture that's coming on now, those newspapers and stuff like that are falling by the wayside because of the electronic stuff.
Yeah. One of our big things, of course, is dealing with kids. We run some scholarships for students that's going to college, plus kids contests. I know Kermit Hemming, one of our members, runs the bass casting contest all the time. Uh-huh. So there's a lot of involvement there with the youth and promotion in general of the outdoors in Pennsylvania.
Well, speaking of the scholarships, I know that a lot of the kids they get some good money out of it.
We've been fortunate to be able to squirrel some money away to make sure that those scholarships are readily available every year, and a lot of people don't know about it, but through our writers, and a lot of it's promoted.
Yeah. Well, it's a thing because, I as a kid, and that's how I got into this thing. I would just live to read that outdoor article. It was on a Thursday or whatever, and get that fishing report from the Morning Call and all the other places. And again, I think that, of course, we went to the electronic stuff, but you still have to know how to write, create a sentence, and get a thought across. So it's still, I think it promotes it either whether you're doing on a laptop or whatever. You still have to go out and do that in the outdoors. You have to experience that stuff in order to write it.
And as you well know, some days you can look at the screen and the words flow magically, and there's other days you look at the screen and it just stares back at you.
That's right. Well, what we have here is the Pennsylvania Outdoor News. And again, these publications, I don't know how you put it. It's a labor of love for these guys to do it. This is hard work.
Yeah.
Putting out a newspaper is very, very difficult.
Yeah, and, filling up like this magazine publishes 26 times a year. So, you got current information that's going to come in, and as you probably know from your time, sometimes you have too much to put in, other times you don't have enough, so it's a struggle. But, to put something together like this is kind of unique for Pennsylvania because it's not only your typical hunting stories, it's actually news to keep all the sportsmen posted on what's going on.
Yeah, that's probably the unique situation there. It's the news about hunting, the news about fishing that keeps you up to date with what's going on.
Yeah, this issue has some of the things that come out of the last PGC meeting as far as their quarterly meetings. It also covers the Fish and Boat Commission. But one of the things that I'd like to stress on this is the people that read this can get involved. I know there's a lot of sportsmen out there that complain, especially with the deer situation, or it might be trout, whatever their little facet of the outdoors is.
Right.
But thanks to this magazine and this format, people are informed if they can't go to the meetings, and they can get involved.
Right, they can get there. And a lot of sportsmen's clubs are involved with this stuff too. They promote that a lot. I've known when we've traveled all over the state with our meetings and stuff like that, and we always had a great lunch or a dinner at a sportsman's club, and they always promoted it with us. So I think it's a good idea. The other thing too, maybe I'm like 10 times older than you, but I still like to have the paper in my hand.
Oh, you and I both. That's,
I can't get into the Kindle thing yet. I have to have, if I like to read, I love to read, but I have to have a book and a magazine, newspaper, that I have to have it in my hands. I don't know.
Even with the laptop, it's kind of hard to curl up in your easy chair, you know.
Yeah.
But I spend enough time behind the computer that's the last thing I want to do when I'm reading. I want the finished product, and be able to, like you, flip through the pages.
Right. Now we have the hunting situation because at this time of the year, what's going on. But as the seasons change, we get into trout and all the fishing stuff, right? That they probably have stocking schedules and you have what 6 zones for this?
Yeah, the zones for the writers, and I happen to be the South Central region correspondent, is based on the counties of the Game Commission, the 6 regions of the state. That's how it was divvied up. Plus, there's freelance correspondents in there from other writers across the state, and most of the writers that write for this are from Pennsylvania, so they have that Pennsylvania background.
And they're quote-unquote local guys that kind of get the feel of their areas. I mean, something that would be interesting in your area may not be as interested, people in my area.
I live in the south central part of the state, about 20 minutes from Racetown Lake, which in my area, that's the big news, in the summertime. But I have no idea the lakes down in the southeast part or the Delaware River or anything.
Exactly. Well, now how many times a year is the Pennsylvania Outdoor News published?
That's published 26 times a year. So
that's
every other week you have something coming out that's
it's current.
It's current. Most of the news that makes this page is probably no more than 3 weeks old, because then it won't be current news. But with the publication lag time, it's going to be there, but it's going to keep you the most up to date of probably any magazine or publication.
Okay, now we've talked about that. We always have to do the thing. What's the website if people want to get in or interested in going electronically to see some of it, but physically they have to get
It's www.outdoornews.com/Pennsylvania.
Okay, and if you want to subscribe to it, how much is it per year?
It is $22 a year.
That's very, very reasonable for the amount of information and the amount of times you get it.
Yeah, and it's continues to grow in numbers too. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how many years it's been in publication out in Pennsylvania, but it's based out of Minnesota, and they have state issues in other places. Mm-hmm. But it continues to grow in number, and the comments that I hear from the people that get it, they like the news. Mm-hmm. So
can I get the whole paper on the internet, or is that just like little snippets?
It's little snippets of the various states and some of your highlight stories. But to get the whole thing, you got to subscribe. So
okay, well, Freddie, thank you very much for taking the time. Again, if you're interested, you can go to the website and pick up the Pennsylvania Outdoor News. Hey, I'm Bob Murray. Make sure you come out to the Oaks today. This is our last day. It's getting pretty crowded in here. You see, you can talk to the news guys. There's tackle people. We got the pickle, and matter of fact, I'm doing a seminar today at 12:30. There's lots of guys, pros doing the hog tank down there. So if you want to bring the kids out, they can sit down and watch the pros. And if you have any questions, everybody's here to answer them. Hey, I'm Bob Murray. Come on out to the Oak Show.